This is in the window on Hastings Street. I just love it. It's an angel. I'm sure she's sold by now. Someone bought her. It was just hanging there. And in her hand is a little card on a string, and it says, "I will always love you." When I think of her, I think a lot of us would like to be an angel and just fly away. Get out of here. Especially if you live on the downtown east side. You just want to fly away. Well, the photo project for men, Native men specifically, downtown east side, and facing challenges that we face every day of our lives. It's your eye on the street, your eye, your window. I see stuff every day, and I go, gosh, I wish I had a camera with me. It's a record of what you've seen, what you feel about it, the color, the way the day is, how the day's going, and so on.
It's letting this society know what we're all about. Identity. People, they don't have no more identity down here. I said we need some kind to expose ourselves and say, look, we're not animals, we're human beings.
You get a camera, you go out and you shoot things that mean something to you, which caused me to look at things in the city a little differently.
You take a picture of the urban east side and check it all out, talk about it, share it. Seen a lot down here.
Pictures say 1,000 words, as they say,
Let's see if I got the right side up. Yeah, okay, here it is. Hogan's Alley. So I was walking down there and I read about it on the internet and maybe a little bit in a book in a library. I sort of knew I was in the area but didn't know exactly where Hogan's Alley was. And then I finally found it and I thought, this is really cool. Being a man of African descent, and when I go to a place, I'm trying to get a sense of the different cultures in the background, and it gives me a sense of belonging a little more. Oh yeah, there was a history here with people like me. So it just gave me more of a sense. It's more familiar. I feel more comfortable. It's not just this place. I feel more a part of it rather than separate from it. My name's Paul Henry. I was born in London, England. In 1960. This neighborhood, I came out about 6 years ago, and I've been down mostly ever since. It's not your average neighborhood. You can't bullshit down here. It's like holding up a mirror. Everything's so real. It's really in your face. And so I think what that does, it kind of forges one's character or personality, and they express it in their stories. And that's why you have so many rich stories down here. And yeah, because all the experiences that people go through downtown before they get here and after they get here. And it just makes it, it gives it that energy, This is Crab Park. I like this area because it's got the pond, it's got nature. I like green spaces. When I'm stressed out or I'm uptight or having a crummy week, I tend to go out to a place where it's green and natural, and I just forget, right? My troubles melt away. There's the beautiful side and a positive side, and that doesn't get out as much. Men, there's very little. There's very little, like as far as where they can have a place to go, where they can get help. We're just kind of stuck out on our own and left to fend for ourselves. Sometimes you need someone to talk to if you have a problem or to get advice. Little things like that can have really a really big effect down the road. The photo project, I got involved with the Dudes Club. The Dudes Club is great. I could meet up with other people, and you know, if I need help with anything or if I just need someone to talk to, there it is. It's safe, it's positive, and you need that. You know, sometimes it can get very hard down here.
My name is Elvis. I'm from Crispy, BC. My dad always called me Malu. That means crazy. I was raised up in Port Alberni Residential School when I was 6 years old. I've been down in Vancouver for almost 34 years. I had a real rough time in the residential school. Every time I spoke my language, they'd shove half a bar of soap down my throat. I thought I'd come out angry and a lot of hate. But when you grow up, the years go by and you try and leave everything behind. This was the room I used to live in with my dad. I had this dream. I seen my dad walking through the hallway. And I wanted to tell the story about what happened to my dad in that building, which is why I took that picture.
Okay, television. My name is Rocky. I'm from Northwest Territories. I'm a Dennis Slavey Indian. I've been here 25 years. Yeah, 25 years in the concrete jungle. Say, welcome to the jungle. Back in the 90s, we used to, all of us, we used to go to the Carnegie weight room, right? There used to be boxing on there. And that's where I started meeting all the bros getting out of the penitentiary, right? All the Native brothers getting out. All started meeting up in there, working out, training, looking good. We used to flaunt our stuff in front of the Carnegie for all the ladies on the bus. I'm the last man standing. Yeah, compared to all my buddies. They passed on, right? Fuck the world. That's what it stands for. I did this when I was 16 years old, after I left the group home. Every day's a journey down here, right? I just went about my business, and everyone went to say, "Well, take a picture of that." That's what I was looking for. Thanks, man. I've been looking for this. Yeah. The reason why I took this picture is I was walking by it, and I looked up. The faces are for like just everyday people. You know, when you're out there, every day you change, right? You gotta put that mask on, right? Oh, you know, don't look at the cops or nothing. You know, this guy's calling, "Hey, buddy, I'm across here."
For a lot of the other guys, they're shooting things that, whatever means to them, right? That they can relate to. Those pictures bring how can I put it? An east side view of things, actually, from a person that's not from down the east side, you know, and kind of see it through our eyes and get an idea of, you know, what it's about.
Yeah, that picture there, that was when we first started with the camera. I wasn't sure what to do. Like before I walked outside, that was just in my room. I stuck my head out the window and I looked up. I mean, I wanted to get the picture of my building in the background. So that's the Regent Hotel where I lived for the past 2 years. But I saw this eagle flying above there. They look like an eagle to me. So I just love the way they're so confident, the way they're so majestic in there. The way they just glide, and they're so big, they're so wide, they're beautiful. It could be a seagull, yeah. I just kind of was like, okay, that inspires me. I'm gonna get a good picture of something positive in this neighborhood. So it wasn't hard to find.
My name is David Haug, and I've born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta. Then I moved here in 1983, and I lived in one of the hotels in SRO. It was awful. Drugs were rampant in the street, and prostitution, everything, and people hurting each other. This is the lion at the bank. There's two of them. And if you notice, when you walk by, the nose is so worn because you rub it for good luck. But it reminds me of the stoic Indian, In the old days, they had movies, Hollywood movies, and the native guy was always outside the cigar store like this, you know. But to me, it's a good thing. It's all-knowing. It's firm in who you are, solid. But in the movies years ago, they made fun of the native Indian. He had feathers, and he had cigars in his pocket, right? And the lion means courage, stoic, courage, all that good stuff. Paul said it all. He said he used to always walk down the street, look down. He never looked up. And one day he started looking up, and he saw stuff he's never seen before. I think a lot of us used to do that, look at the ground all the time, especially if you're down here in the downtown east side. You know, it's depressing sometimes. You're looking at the ground. You're suddenly looking at buildings, architecture, color, nature. Yeah, it's a big deal. It is.
I don't wish no man to go to where I've been. I'm saying, I really don't wish anybody. I did my struggles. I'm just grateful I'm alive. I think the big guy up there is watching over me like I should be dead 100 times. I came down here in the 1960s, 67, 68, you know, that time, hippie days. It was beautiful. People were friendly. There was work. It was not like there was no work. There was a lot of work here. Now you got to watch yourself carefully and try not to walk by yourself, trying to have somebody with you. It's not safe. This is a picture in an alley. Now I live right next to it. And this is where I used to sleep in that alley with a blanket next to a telephone pole. Yeah. The telephone pole was right here. And I was sleeping on the other side with it, you know, like hiding from. That was my first body that I found there. I found a dead old man there. What a memory. And every time I walk in that alley, the first thing I do is like feel the spirit of that old man, you know. It was an overwhelming day taking these pictures, like it's like, you know, memory back, you know, like remembering, you know. And I go, oh shit, I've seen this before, I've seen that before, and I've lived it, you know, like feeling it.
This photo thing is great. Like, it got us more, you know, we're sharing things, and there's more communication amongst us. You're sharing something at a pretty deep level.
I've been on my own since I've been about 11 or 12. Trying to make the right decisions, but at that age, you don't know a lot. And I was in a big city like this, I didn't know nothing. From a very young age, I was out of control. And it just progressed for most of my life. You know, I just got worse and worse, kept drinking, get into harder drugs. Of course, I started getting into crime when I was real young too. So my whole life has been in turmoil, really. I came down here in about 75, 78 to live in Vancouver. I was doing some time in one of the penitentiaries out here, and I was released. And you know, it was the thing for me to do. I always looked for the seedier part of town. That's just who I was, you know, so I come right down to Skid Row. So I just learned how to fit in down here, you know, doing drugs and doing crime, getting into trouble. I was diagnosed in 1990 with HIV, but I'm sure I had it 10 years before that. When I cleaned up in 2008, I was a member of Vancouver Native Health Positive Outlook Program. They basically kept me alive for many years when I was using. But when I cleaned up, I felt it was my responsibility to come back here and share my experiences with my community, because this is my community. I don't know any other. I wanted to take photographs that showed the way my life had changed. Most of my pictures I took of the rundown hotels that I worked in. Because I know from my own experience, your living environment can shape the way you think and how you feel about yourself. I know how it affected me. Like if you wake up and you got cockroaches and bed bugs crawling all over you, you're not going to feel very good about yourself. And when you live in these little rooms that are no bigger than a washroom, some of them, like, they're just disgusting. And I've seen how it affects the way people think about themselves. And when you don't think very highly of yourself, your life is going to live the same way. You know, when you get up and you feel good about where you are, you think more positive. And you want to make very positive changes in your life. This is what we call a second stage recovery house. It's when you get 4 or 5 months clean, you move to this house and you get more freedom. You actually go to school, go to work. It's a journey, you know, and I wanted to emphasize that with my pictures.
I was looking at all the things I didn't really look at. My name is Elmer. I'm Nishka from the village of Greenville. I've lived in Vancouver for about 22, 23 years. I've taken pictures of the showers. I've taken pictures of the places that people go for services. Every Saturday at 2 o'clock, it's through the Aboriginal front door, and it's to the neighborhood house. That's where we cook our food. And this is actually moose meat, and we're taught to cook our own traditional foods. They want me to work there for them because I'm such a good cook too.
This is where I work in the kitchen doing volunteer work. I'm very proud of doing it. I'm very happy to do that for the SROs, all the hotels. I love feeding people. I love to see their smile on their faces when you bring their food and they go, you know.
When the public sees these photos, they'll, I think it'll open their eyes. It'll be an eye-opener. They get to see this, good, bad, happy, sad, just life anywhere else, yeah.
When is the society going to wake up and say, hey man, wait a minute, these are our people. These are our children. I think there'll be a lot of tears around. There'll be a lot of tears to say, well, how did I miss that? How did I miss that?
I love this photo project because I could tell stories, and I'm just overwhelmed doing it.
Seeing all the other photos, I had noticed, you know, how much those photos mean to these people and all these different thoughts about certain places in their neighborhood. So yeah, it makes me more compassionate towards others.
Oh, I have enjoyed this, of course. Oh, always, yeah. I'm gonna break. I'm gonna start crying here. I get emotional. Well, I enjoy what we're doing. We've been doing it for 1.5 years or so now. I really enjoy it. I enjoy being here, knowing everybody, see how you see, how, you know, through your eyes. Get behind you and see what you're seeing too, yeah.
That was my journey in pictures. You know, the journey of my life in the last 7 years. You know, so it's been a great journey, and it's, you know, it's just getting started.
For the project, it's like it's a message. I like doing that because it's a message where we've been and where we're going, hopefully.
For me, it helps my serenity, right? You know, I'm kind of, I know, I feel good. Faith, trust, wisdom. A wise man told me that, say that now, Rocky. Faith, trust, wisdom. The photo project, it's great, this is cool. Gotta get myself a camera now.